Wow. Wow. Just wow. Eh? So quiet people can really have a temper. Lord have mercy. Wow. So Dede can actually talk. Like Dede can actually be really pissed, like be really, really mad. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that there is no possibility that every single housemate in the house this season can actually vent, can actually get into an altercation. But, you know, for a housemate like Dede, who is very demure, mindful, quiet, composed, minds her business to the fullest, guys, never ever did I think that so soon she was really going to get triggered like this into really, you know, reacted. And I was quite shocked. I was quite shocked. And also shocked about the fact that it's with none other than Victory. But in a way, I wasn't really surprised because, ladies and gentlemen, we know that right from Sunday night when the guys got introduced to our house, the fact that Dede rejected all of their hugs, it already set the tone of resentment towards her. And Victory and his friend, Bright, they are two male housemates that I have a very strong feeling that even to the end of the season, they will never forgive Dede for what she did, for not giving them a hug the same way, you know, they hugged every other girl. Because if there were two guys, in fact, one guy that really hugged the guys, it was Victory. Victory hugged the guys and he gave a handshake to the girls. You know, so it's even making me wonder more why, you know, that is still really upsetting him. Because from time to time, in fact, every single day, there's always a conversation that Dede's name gets mentioned, but that is not the crux of this video. The crux of this video is really about the disagreement that kind of got aggressive between Dede and Victory. Yes, now I say kind of got aggressive because there were conversations happening downstairs in the house, even in the early hours of this morning, and the cameras were not in the bedroom, right? So we weren't watching the bedroom. So it was when the conflict between these two had sort of de-escalated a bit. That was when the camera took us to that scene to see what was happening, you know. But from eyewitness accounts of everybody that saw what happened, guys, it was actually really serious. So I'm going to give you all the tea on this video. You need to watch to the end, all right? And I know you guys are expecting a reaction video from me about the housemates wager task presentation that they lost. Don't worry, a lot of things actually happened during the wager and after the wager. Yes, in fact, there were still more conversations that continued later on into the night. I'm going to spill on another video, all right? So just watch out for all of that, okay? But in the meantime, we're going to focus on this particular gist. I'll probably add another one because there's been certain reconciliation conversations here and there. There was one between Dede and KAYBOBO. Yes, I think I'm going to add that one to this video. And then there's another one where some housemates got to have a conversation with Imisi. So I think I'm also going to add that one to this one as well. So let's just get into the video, right? And hi, you're welcome to my channel. My name is BigherNaija. This is Frankly Speaking with BigherNaija, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Now, as I said before, we did not see the start of the disagreement between Dede and Victory, right? Where the camera took us to, like where we started watching from, was where Dede was really lashing out at Victory. Like they were literally challenging each other. Dede had completely lost it at this point and she was angry, like, do I know you from anywhere? I was asking you not to take my duvet and you were saying that you want to help me. Help me for what? Why? I was even asking you, why do you want to help me? Why do you want to help me? Do I know you from anywhere? Did I ask you for your help? Why do you want to help me? And Victory too was talking back, and there was also Otega in the scene. All these things was happening upstairs. There was also Otega in the scenes that was trying to explain to Sabrina. Sabrina was angry at Otega, you know, so it was quite confusing for me, ladies and gentlemen. But then Dede went into the bedroom and Victory was not put downstairs. Apologies for that. He went into the bedroom. So he was handling a duvet, like he was wearing the duvet foam into the cloth. And he was saying she will not use this linen. She will not use this linen, you know. So it was quite chaotic. A lot of people were there. There was Kola, there was Mide, there was Bright. Bright and Mide had just gone back into the house at that point, and they were trying to mediate, like, okay, what exactly is going on? Dede too was still riled up, and she was still going on and on talking, like, I told you not to help me. Did I ask for your help? Why? What exactly do you think you were doing? And so they were just talking, and everybody was trying to explain what exactly had actually transpired between these two people. Sabrina was trying to explain that, oh, her own linen, that's bed sheet, was missing, and what's his name, Victory, was trying to help her investigate and find hers so that she could use hers, because it turns out that someone had actually mixed it up and taken hers. Someone had probably even taken two, you know. So Victory probably thought that Dede had Sabrina's one and was trying to remove it, but Dede was dragging it and Victory had taken it. So guys, it still wasn't really clear what the problem was. And so after a lot of talks, with Kola, of course, at the forefront, defending Dede and mediating between she and Victory, that was when the situation had settled down a bit. Victory had gone downstairs, you know, was talking to other people. Dede was in bed. Mide was quite upset on behalf of her friend because, according to her, Dede does not even shout. So the fact that everybody's hearing Dede's voice now, it means the situation was really serious. And every other person too was saying that, oh, Victory, you did not do well. You're dealing with a woman. You were quite aggressive. Why did you do what you did? Now, from Sabrina and Otega and every other person's explanation, it turns out, as I said before, that Sabrina's bedsheet was missing, and they needed to suss it out. They needed to look for it. So Victory was trying to help Sabrina look for it. And that was when he got into Dede's space and was sort of dragging Dede's duvet with her. They were actually having a back and forth. And before everybody knew it, Victory aggressively dragged the duvet, because most of the housemates that saw what happened, they were saying, Victory, hope you're not going to get a strike because you were quite aggressive. You shouldn't have done what you did. So they said he had aggressively dragged the duvet, that the way he even did it, Kola had to rush in between both of them. Otherwise, things would have probably escalated. That the sort of person Victory is, Victory does not mind the gender of the housemate. He really goes all out to do whatever he wants to do. That was what they were saying. And guys, I can't even really judge because we did not see all of these things happen. So they were saying that the mistake that Victory made was that he did not inform Dede of the situation, that Sabrina was looking for her shits. He just invaded her personal space and was already just doing whatever. So Dede reacted off the fact that, hey, I don't F with you in this house. So why are you just coming and ransackle me like you're looking for something without even giving me an explanation of what exactly you're looking for? So for her, it was more like a violation of her space, and you know, it just did not make sense. And she was trying to tell him, no, what? And he was saying, I'm trying to help you. Help me. Did I ask for your help? Right? So they were sort of blaming Victory for not explaining to Dede that it was his action that actually caused her reaction, that she was only trying to defend herself, which is something normal that anybody would do. But Victor remained adamant because for him, he didn't do anything. That doesn't even talk to her. So he was just angry. He said, oh, they disrespected him. Now, Kola and Bright and Mide, they had to go downstairs to have a conversation with Victory. And there was where Kola now properly explained how the whole situation looked, how the optics looked, and was telling Victory that, dude, the optics looked really bad. We do not know if they showed what happened on live TV, but you literally portrayed yourself to be a very aggressive person. The way you dragged the duvet with this girl without explanation, it doesn't really make sense. It makes it look like you don't know how to handle women. So Kola explained all of that to him and was telling him that, dude, I will advise you man to man. Later on, go to her, apologize to her, and explain to her that you did not mean any harm, that it was just pure miscommunication, you know. And Victory, of course, thanked Kola for his advice. Mide, on the other hand, was saying there's no point, that Dede is not going to listen to anything because it has already happened and it has just really, made her distrust Victory entirely. And of course, she's always felt like Victory does not like her. So whatever, you should just forget about it. Now, Victory thanked Kola, thanked everybody. But when he and Bright were having a conversation, he said he wasn't going to talk to Dede. Nah, that the girl disrespected him. So guys, personally, I can't really say or judge anything because it's just sad that we did not really see everything play out on TV. Then I would have been in a better position to say, okay, this is good or this is bad. However, we cannot dismiss the fact that, as I mentioned at the start of this video, you see that introductory event that happened between Dede and the boys. It has really set the tone. Bright especially still cannot get over the fact that Dede bruised his ego. So even if he has been sort of talking to Dede's bestie in the house, Mide, even if he has been sort of trying to woo her into a relationship with him, yeah, which is possibly what they're doing, from time to time, you still see him bring up talks about Dede and sort of drag her in front of Mide because he did the same thing after that whole drama inside the house. You still see him say something like, but she's safe, because he was even telling Victory the same thing, that all these women safe, you can't even follow their mouths. Now, wow, that sometimes just even ignore them, right? So you can still see that the guy is he's still holding that grudge. And he and Victory, in fact, most of the guys, they still have a lot of conversations around the fact that, okay, Mide did not hug this person. Mide does not talk to every other person. They expect her to be very, very outgoing like all the other girls. And the fact that she's, in their words, a fine girl that's acting proud, it's really pissing them off and it's really messing up with their fragile ego. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, because as I said, there were whispers of, oh my God, what Victory did could result in a strike. I do not know. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how Big Brother will handle that situation. If at all, he will handle the situation, all right? Now, on to the next story. This one was a conversation between Dede and KAYBOBO. The conversation between Dede and KAYBOBO really bordered around reconciliation, all right? Now, remember, I had mentioned before that most of the guys, they do not really like Dede like that. Now, not like they don't like her. They're actually attracted to her, but they resent her because of that initial meeting that they had on Sunday, yeah? And KAYBOBO is one of those guys as well. He felt offended that Dede did what she did. And he had a conversation with Kola and Bright once, some days ago in the kitchen, where he was saying that she's very beautiful, she's the finest in the house, and he has tried to get close to her, but he noticed that she withdrew, so he's not going to make any moves anymore. He's not the type of guy. He doesn't like it when a woman does not make herself too free, like that. So I was quite surprised that they were having a conversation because Dede, on Dede's own part, she does not necessarily really like KAYBOBO, and it is solely because the day KAYBOBO was in the kitchen cooking and managing the kitchen, Dede was hungry for the most part of that day. She was starving. That was the day KAYBOBO had that heated altercation between himself and Koyin, that everybody started calling him a bully. Another person he had offended was Dede. Dede was really offended. She said she does not like him. I think she even nominated him. Okay, I think, guys, I think she even nominated him. So she does not like the guy because of that event, right? But then it was quite interesting to see that both of them had a sit-down conversation, and he was just basically trying to get to know her more as well, and was asking why she does not really have a lot of friends in the house. And she had explained that it was just solely because she just wants people to respect her boundaries. All this over familiarity tends to bring a lot of disrespect. So she just wants people to respect her boundaries. She doesn't want unnecessary clashes with people. And also because she does not want to ship with anybody in the house, because obviously most of the guys that comes to her, they want to have a relationship with her, and she does not necessarily want to have to always be explaining herself to people. I don't want to ship, I don't want to ship, I don't want to ship. So instead of trying to be too forthcoming, thereby making it seem like you're giving an invitation to everybody, all and sundry, come, come, come. It's better for her to just, you know, put some sort of security measures in front of her. Like, okay, you can come close, but not too close for you to begin to have assumptions that I possibly want to be with you in a certain type of way. So they had that conversation, and KAYBOBO also used that opportunity to apologize to her, you know, for that whole food situation. And now they are cool. To the glory of the Lord. Now they are cool. So I'm just waiting to see if this their resolution is going to result in some new respect and friendship between them. I don't know. Let's just wait and see. Finally, there was a conversation between Ruboy, Kola, what's her name, Big Soso, and Imisi. And these people were actually apologizing to Imisi. Now, finally, there was a conversation between Ruboy, Kola, Big Soso, and Imisi. And it was these people apologizing to Imisi for how she had been provoked on Thursday night after the pool party, you know, into that whole heated altercation between herself and Ruboy and Koyin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Faith had actually had a conversation with Imisi earlier yesterday, where he had told her that he had had a conversation with Ruboy, was it Ruboy or Koyin? And they had actually admitted to him that it was just a prank, like it was just a fake fight, you know. So they just planned it and they just fought. So she was sort of set up. Now, what I'm not really sure of is if Sultana was in on the whole plan, because Sultana started that rubbish with Imisi. And Imisi had had a very emotional morning because she was really crying. And guys, quite frankly, I felt really bad for Imisi because she was shocked and she was confused at the same time, because for her, it was ridiculous. Why would you people fake a situation without considering my own emotions? So you just wanted to see me go crazy and look at me wielding a weapon to defend myself against 4 people attacking me. Like, didn't people think about the consequences, like what would have resulted afterwards? You know, so she was really devastated and she was crying. And Faith was advising her to speak to a professional therapist because according to her, she went unhinged. She really lost her mind. So he was encouraging her to calm down, to be strong, to be good, that she should just understand that sometimes when things like that happen, she should tone down her reaction because it could be that people are just trying to get that reaction of her. So she should not entertain them anymore, you know. So she felt really bad and she was crying. Like, guys, I kind of felt really bad for her. But at the same time, I felt like, well, girl, you've actually done this before. Not once, but probably twice. You've done this before where you have triggered people too. So you need to understand that in this environment where you are, triggers will happen, provocations will happen. So it is now left to you. It is on you how you react. Yes, people's actions will determine your reactions, but it is left to you to know how to handle how you react. Otherwise, people are going to have a field day playing around with your emotions. Yes, so that is where you need to be emotionally intelligent to understand how to control yourself, right? Because crying today does not mean that it's not going to repeat itself another day, right? But back to the conversation now between Ruboy, Big Soso, Kola, and Imisi. Kola had been the one going around the house to speak to the people that were involved in that whole situation, you know, because he was sort of trying to fight for Imisi. You know, was asking them what happened, why did they do what they did. It really felt like they were really picking on this girl, that it did not look good. The optics did not look good. And that was when Ruboy had also admitted that, okay, this is what I did, you know. So, yeah, they had gone ahead to apologize to Imisi. And guys, you see, as I said before, it does not mean that it's not going to happen again. Because at the end of the day, these housemates thrive off trying to do the most because the season encourages them to do the most. The season encourages them to be very, very explosive, right? No sleeping on anything. You have to be present and you have to give entertainment. You have to continuously serve. And these housemates, they are here to do the most. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I'm going to stop talking now. I will see you all on my next video. But in the meantime, go ahead, share your thoughts in the comment section below, because I really look forward to hearing what you think. And also, do not forget that today we're going to be having our YouTube live conversation by 3 p.m. W18. I look forward to seeing all of you. So please make sure you come through. All right. Have an amazing day and bye.